finances, education, healthcare, and so on. And so today, this morning, we are going to look at a unique issue that I believe will be of help to every one of us. And so today we are looking at the topic online security, privacy, and you. Online security, privacy, and you. Now, I'm not sure if there's anyone here who has ever fallen victim of cyber attacks, criminals online, hackers, and so on, scammers, and so on. These people are like what the Bible calls, like the roaring lion, scheming around, seeking whom to devour. They are always there. They are scheming and they are looking for victims. And so it is important for us to understand these issues, how to be safe online. And that's why we are taking this topic today. We do need to have knowledge, because knowledge is power. The Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. We have two gentlemen here who are our members, and they are also gurus when it comes to the issue of cybersecurity. They help us to understand issues about online security, privacy, so that we know how not to fall victims to these cyber criminals. And if they attack us, how to deal with that issue. So we have this morning, to my immediate left is Mr. Henry Igboleko, and I will go on to briefly introduce him. He has a long bow, but I will just briefly introduce him. Henry is a seasoned information security professional leader who is very passionate about information security. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Benin in Nigeria. He also has a master's degree in cyber security and information assurance from the Western Governors University, Utah. He also holds relevant information security and IT certifications, such as the Certified Information System Security Professional, Certified Information System Auditor, and several others. He is a member of the Middle Tennessee Information System Security Association, Middle Tennessee Information System Audit and Control Association. Henry currently works as an information security manager for GovTech Company, headquartered in Kansas City. So, Mr. Igboleko, you are welcome to this program. And I'll go on to introduce the other guests. So to my far left is Babajide Olakunle. Jide is a seasoned IT security professional who stands at the forefront of safeguarding the digital landscape. He has a master's degree in cyber security and also currently holds certifications of esteemed professional organizations, including cybersecurity and infrastructure security, certified information security manager, certified information system security professional, Azure security engineer associate, and AWS security engineer, among others. As a senior security engineer of Mitsubishi Motors of North America, Jide is responsible for securing information assets of the company in the United States, in Mexico, and Canada. He has accumulated over 15 years of hands-on experience on designing and implementing robust security frameworks. So, Mr. Olakunle, you are also welcome to this program.
Thank you.
And I, as the moderator, Dr. Adebayo Oyebade, professor of history at TSU. I'm also assistant pastor in this parish. So without further ado, I will set the ball rolling. And we'll also ask you to fill your questions as we go on. But let me start with Mr. Adakule. Yes, we are constantly faced with challenges of the internet, as we have said earlier on. Now, what do you think are the most significant online security and privacy challenges that individuals face today?
Thank you, George. And when you're talking about online, the world is changing. In the 50s, in the 40s, they talk about a nuclear weapon that can destroy the world. But now we are talking about a network, internet warfare, meaning our lives have moved from being scared of nuclear weapon to what we currently face. And what are the things that we currently face? Our first one is the phishing. What is phishing attempt? Phishing attempt is somebody trying to use different means to get an information from you. They send an email. Most of us belong to a different WhatsApp group, which has been the common thing in the last few months. WhatsApp group is being hacked. What are they trying to do? They are trying to fish us, just trying to throw a net into the ocean and see somebody that will catch. And they are being successful. So the first thing we face is what we call a phishing attempt, because they try to get our information through other means. Another security challenge we are facing now is misinformation. We may not know the magnitude of how they are using internet tool that all of us are hooked to pass misinformation. Misinformation is a very critical thing because they tell you something. Somebody, as I'm talking to you now, they can change my voice or something that's Spanish and you believe this is what I said. So misinformation is another thing we're facing. Identity theft. If you go to Kroger on Wednesday, you see senior coming in and write their check. You ask them why they're writing their check, because people are stealing other people's identity. Identity theft is another thing that is going on and is affecting millions of us. So as an individual, I think the critical thing is one, a phishing attempt. Somebody tried to steal our identity. Somebody tried to get an information from us and try to weaponize that information to obtain a material value. Because if somebody is trying to weaponize things, what are they gaining for? They want to steal your identity so that they can get a material value out of it. I think those are the things we are currently facing as an individual. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jide. Yeah, so you talk about phishing attempts, misinformation, identity theft, and so on. This is very important, especially in the age of AI. Today, AI is doing all kinds of things. So that would be another topic for another day, AI. But let me go on to Henry. I'm not a tech person, but within history, we like to understand reality by looking at the past, what has happened in the past. Now, we are not concerned about the future, but the past can interpret the future. So on that note, I want to ask you, and I think the audience will be interested in knowing how online security have evolved over the years, and what trends, do you foresee in the coming years?
All right, thank you for your question. Online security threats have evolved over the years significantly, and that is mainly due to advancement in technology and changing user behavior. There are instances where we see things changing. For instance, initially, it used to be about malware, okay? So malware, it's a kind of software that is designed by the bad actors, cyber criminals, so that they can take advantage of our system. Malware are meant to either disrupt your system or steal your data. So malware typically used to be transferred through infested file, disks, or network across the internet. From malware, it moved on to social engineering, which is part of what Brajidi just talked about. So social engineering, it's now rampant because of the increased use of the internet. And social engineering evolved when the bad actors use deceptive emails, messages, or websites to trick users into disclosing their personal information or installing malware on their own system, things that you would not ordinarily do, because when you get emails from those bad actors, they'll be claiming to be coming from someone you know or an organization you should know, and they will kind of convince you to take actions like clicking a link on the email And by so doing, they take you to a fake website page where you'll be asked to put in your password and your username, and someone somewhere will be stealing those credentials, and they can use it to log into your account and do financial transactions or other things that they intend to do. So from social engineering, we move to an era called advanced persistent threats, ATPs. So these kind of threats are highly sophisticated, and they are targeted attacks conducted by attackers that are well-funded. And this kind of attack is prolonged, silent, and the intention is to infiltrate highly sensitive network to steal highly sensitive data or to carry out things like economic espionage. Though this kind of attack is not common against individuals, but it's small businesses, but you see them a lot against corporate organizations and nation states. So from that kind of attack, we'll now move on to what is called IoT device threats. IoT called Internet of Things. These are devices that naturally they are not complete devices, but they are being built with some kind of network capabilities that allow you to connect them over the internet and manage them. Things like, for instance, your doorbell at home that you can control if you travel to, say, New York. That is an Internet of Things. You have a CCTV at home and you can watch it for wherever you are in the world. That is also an Internet of Things. The problem is that these kind of devices, they were not built with strong security measures. So it's making them very vulnerable to attack by any cyber actors anywhere across the world. And like Rajit also said, the era we are seeing also now is data breaches and identity theft. You know, year in, year out, we hear in the news of different organizations being breached. And when that happens, vast amount of personal information is being released into the wild. And these bad actors can do everything possible to monetize such data. So when they have their hands on your data, they will assume your identity and go for things like credit card, open bank accounts with your identity, or get even mortgage with your identity. And at the end of the days, you will be the one losing while they are going away with your money. So that is what we'll be saying. And what we're expecting going forward in the future, it's going to be, like you said, centered around AI. So they are going to be grouped under what is called AI-powered attack. Okay, we believe that cyber criminals are going to leverage AI to develop very sophisticated attacks. And this attack will be carried out at high scale, and they can use it to create very convincing deepfakes. Like Brigitte mentioned, when someone speaks and someone else will create it and look as if it's real, or someone will make a video that is fake, but that video will appear to be real. And it's already happening. About 3 months ago, somewhere in the US, one of the major entertainment companies was breached. And when the report they gave was that one of their help desks received a call from someone that sounded exactly like a superior in the organization. And it was determined that a deep fake was used, and they were successful in breaching that company, and it cost them millions of dollars. So that is what we are saying right now. And at our end, too, as security professionals, we are preparing also to beat the trend so that we can protect our organization that we work for. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Henry. So when we talk about malware, that's ancient history. We've gone far beyond that. We moved to the realm of social engineering, ATP, IoT, data bridges, and it's scary what AI could do. Now, AI is useful, but sometimes it could be dangerous for us. So I believe that people who are knowledgeable about this are working about how to deal with threats from AI. Now, you mentioned earlier on even the security system in your homes. I have one, so there's a problem there as well.
There's a problem there, yes.
Because I can see anybody anywhere in the world, anybody at the foot of my door and so on. So
did you change the password of those devices when you install them in your home?
I don't think I did that too.
You see, so the default password is known to everyone on the internet. So if you go on the internet and just Google the default password for a particular gear, it's going to come with what the vendor set it with.
Yeah.
So you are supposed to go in there and change the password to what only you know to make it a little bit more secure.
Yeah. That's why I said earlier, knowledge is powerful. We need to have the knowledge. Now over to Brajide. When Hedy was talking, he mentioned password. And we are asked to create strong password. Even these days, they say passphrase. You know, that is maybe a sentence. And they tell us that is secure. But for what we are discussing now, there will still be some dangers. We are asked not to click on suspicious links. You know, But this may be misconceptions because they give us the impression that we are safe. So, what are some of the common misconceptions now that people may have about online security and privacy?
Thank you. You see, misconception is a very serious thing. And I will start with the basic one. What are the major misconceptions we have? I don't have anything to hide. That's the first one. What am I hiding? We have a lot to hide. That's the first misconception people have. I don't have anything to hide, so anything can be out. If you can lock your door at home, secure your car, you are protecting it. And that's your identity. That's number one. That's the first misconception. I don't have anything to hide. The second misconception people have is that I have a strong password. What's your strong password? Your strong password is password, or your granddaughter's name, or your child's name, or 1, 2, 3, 4, ABC. That is your strong password. That is second misconception. The third one is the manufacturer secured it. And Prof was talking about the IoT devices, your camera at home. Let me say the one basic thing. It's a common parlance people say, internet do not forget. And this is how it works. Internet that you are looking, it's a process, it's a postage. When you write a letter from your house, I'm writing it to somebody in Kansas City, and you mail it. And it goes from your house to the UPS. UPS take it to somebody, and somebody take it to somebody, and they deliver it to Kansas City, and they deliver it to your house. That is the way internet works. Meaning, if you type here, at www.rccgagapehouse.com on your phone, what is the steps? That traffic leave your phone. It goes to the T-Mobile tower very close to you. T-Mobile take that traffic, it give it to the next person. It may be AT&T that carry all our traffic from Nashville to another city. That goes from there until it goes to the IP address of RCCG Agape House, and you say it. Now, internet does not forget. For each of those steps, there's your digital footprint. It's recorded somewhere. So another misconception, which is very important, is that what you type, what you post, what you delete, it's somewhere. It's not gone. That's another thing we need to know. And then the manufacturer is always right. Brian was saying something about when the manufacturer provides something, he gives a default password for it. He expects us to take a step further to secure our device. So if you have a ring at home, all it takes for that ring to be breached is somebody to go and just check what are the common password of ring. You're going to get it. If you have a Wi-Fi at home and you put it there and just say, they give you a long password and you think, oh, my password is long. It's for everybody. They just do a default one. So we should just understand that it's not secure. If we can take a step to say, somebody provide a door for us and we lock it at the back, that is the way we should see the internet. Misconception about it is secure, it's not secure. It passed through a lot of phases, and we should put it in mind as our identity, as our resources is attached to the internet. That is why we should take a step further to do it. On a corporate organization, there's a lot of things that corporate organizations do to protect themselves. They put resources, they hire knowledge people to protect them. As an individual, we don't have that thing. And we can take that a small step of securing and protecting ourselves from all those ones. Because out there, the breach are there. And we don't know. I always give an example saying, people will say, oh, my shared security is secure. I say, no, we go to all the doctor's office and give it to everybody. I say, it takes 15, 20 minutes to pick somebody and pull out all the information about that person. I want to give you an example of somebody's bravely. There is a parent, somebody saying, oh, when you set up a bank account, you give they'll give you ask some question. The first question they will ask is, okay, what's your elementary school? You put your elementary school. What's your grandmother's name? You put your grandmother's name. All we need to get all information about a user is to go to that Facebook of a user, that person, and pick it. Okay, Mr. ABC. To know the school he goes to, check his friend. You will see the old school association. You see it. He's 1 year old. That's date of birth. My daughter is 1 year old today. You get the date of birth of that person. And those information, by the time you click, you'll be able to build the whole data, let me call it a map of that user, of everything about that person. You'll be able to build it. And to go to your Bank of America and say, I forgot my password, the first thing they will ask you, what's your date of birth? It's already on it. Saying, hey, I'm 25 today. That's your date of birth. To say, what is your grandkid's name? Go back to that user and click the brand. Hey, James is 1 today. You get it. To go to your grandmother's name, you say, oh, I remember my grandmother, Mrs. A this today. You will see all those information there. So if for somebody to sit down, take the map, like your DNA, and run it together, and able to establish your family. So misconception that we are safe, we should know we are not safe. We need to take a step to protect ourselves. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jide, for that explanation. I believe we are getting something. As I said earlier on, knowledge is power. Got to have the knowledge in our fingertips. I'll come to the audience shortly, but before then, let me ask Harry to take that further. Could you share examples of common pitfalls that individuals fall into when it comes to their online security practices?
Yeah, certainly. There are a number of common pitfalls. So let me start with one I've already talked about, which is known as weak password. So many of us use guessable password. Okay, password that we can tell. You use your first name, your last name, your date of birth, your pet's name. Those are guessable password. And we tend to use those passwords repeatedly. So if we have 5 bank accounts and 2 credit card accounts, we use the password across board. That is very, very wrong and a common pitfall, because once one of those accounts has been compromised, it's as good as all your accounts have been compromised. So we should not use password that can be guessable, because the bad actors, they use strong computing power to do password guessing if they want to attack anyone. And it will take less than a minute if you use a guessable password, or you use common password like password 123, whatever, those very common passwords, so we should stay away from that. Another common pitfall that we see is ignoring software updates. Okay, so when you have a device, your device comes preloaded with what is called operating system, and the application you add to your devices. So over time, these vendors, for whatever reasons, they send out updates to your devices. It could be to add new features to your device. It could be to improve performance. But most importantly, it is to make your device more secure. There may be some security flaws that they found out, and they will send out those updates to fix those security flaws. But what do? When we see those notifications on our laptop, on our phone, we ignore them. So each time you ignore those software updates, you are obviously leaving your device to be vulnerable to cyber attack. So we should always try to do that. And nextly, we also avoid reviewing our privacy setting on our devices or our application, our online accounts. Privacy setting will help you to limit those that can see your posts, those that can see your pictures, those that can see your personal information. So if you have online account, please try to go through your privacy settings and see how you can configure it to limit those that can see your post, so that only trusted contacts can see your sensitive data. So that's also one misconception. Another one we do is we don't use what is called two-factor authentication. So once we use our username and password to log into an application, we think we are all good. But two-factor authentication is supposed to provide extra layer of security for us beyond the password. Then we also see the risk and common pitfall of public Wi-Fi. You go to a hotel, you go to a public place, and you see the Wi-Fi, and your phone is telling you connect to this Wi-Fi, you just click and connect. That is absolutely wrong, because those Wi-Fi are not secure. Anywhere you go to and the Wi-Fi is not asking for password to make a connection, please do not connect to that network, because anything you are doing is open to the internet, and anyone anywhere can log in through using some hacking tools, and they will see all what you are doing. So let's avoid that also. And I think there are still a little more that we do, but let's just stop at this one first.
Yeah. I'm glad you're talking about software updates, because I'm one of the guilty ones. Most of them, I just ignore it. I just go, this is not important. So that's a lesson for us. So at this time, let's throw this to the audience. Any questions? Want to take some questions at this time? Okay. Can we have the ushers to help us with the microphone? Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Thank you very much, sirs. My question is about online purchasing and downloading of apps on our phone. How secured is that? Then the second one has to do with the use of yeah, you know, many of the students now, they see it as a shortcut to do test exams and things like that. But how secured is it, especially for proofreading?
Let me take about the credit card. You can take about the ChatGPT, right? Okay, so when you want to buy things online, it is always advisable to use your credit card instead of debit card, because the way credit card works, you can make recall and show proof to your credit card company that this purchase was not done by you, or you made a return, or whatever the case may be. So it's always easier to get that reversed, unlike debit card where your money has gone and the challenges involved going to your bank to get it done. It's always very tedious. So you don't have, what you do when you go to a site, okay, try to look at the bar, what they call the URL, when you type in the site you want to go to. If you see a key sign before that, that shows that that site is secured. So most likely your data will be saved. Okay, most likely, I didn't say 100%, it will be saved. But if you go to a site where that bar is not there at all, please, there's no point putting your information on such site. It's open and not encrypted, and it's not safe.
Yeah, maybe I can add to that. If you see the website's address, if it doesn't have the S, HTTP, the S is not there, then that's suspicious.
Okay, let me just add to that. You see, Eric says something that's very important. He said two-factor authentication. I think we need to break it down. What is factor? Factor is different ways, but we always call out three factors. And let me explain like this. Who you are, what you know, and what you have. Now, you know it's still three. Who you are is your biometrics, is your fingerprint, who you are. What you know, password. What you have, like a pin. It's the three things. So when we're talking about three factors, remember that thing. Say who you are, biometrics, what you know, your password, what you have, your phone. So if you are doing two factors, the first factor is your password. Password 111. That's first factor. For you to be secured online, you need a second factor. And the second factor may be who you are or what you have. And what do you have is I have my phone. So meaning my second factor is text message to me. So if you steal my password, you already know what I know. But do you have what I have? No, my phone. Do you know who I am? You don't have my biometrics. So when you are talking about those factors, we have to put that in consideration. One factor is not secured again. We are talking about 2 or 3 factors. Then back to the question or ask on ChatGPT. That is where the world is now. We have to live with it. Like Prof was saying, we still have to talk later on about AI. It has come to stay. And what is AI? Generative AI we're talking about is just a word calculator. We have a calculator, you say 2 + 2 = 4. What the calculator is doing is that the input or the input from you, which is 2 + 2, it gives you an output of 4. What is ChatGPT? It's a word dictionary. It means, did they say, where is Agape House in Nashville? You ask a word question. That's your question. It will tell you, it will search the internet everywhere and look at where is the word Agape House come and where is it together, and it will cobble that word together and provide it to you. That's all about. So we are going to live with it. As we have lived with the calculator, we are going to live with ChatGPT because it is a word dictionary. All we can do about kids copying question or something is there's a lot of tools too the professor can put in place and know you copy. But it's something like we use calculator, there will still be a time down in future where we say, okay, when you are coming to class, you can use this kind of AI in your exam. We use calculator in exam, and we put a guardrail on it to block it. Thank you.
Okay, let's take another question.
Okay, what about those people that call on using WhatsApp just to ask someone, and then they call everybody in that contact about meeting that is not existing and stuff like that? So how do you protect on that? And the second thing, this is an experience I have with someone. I don't think people do Yahoo here, but I was a little bit somewhere in my country then. And you want to download, instead of going all these 3-4 step factors you guys are talking about, you download your bank, the mobile app and stuff like that. And guess what? They attacked this guy, who happened to be one of my driver then. They attacked him. They didn't do anything. They just collected his phone, opened the phone, and within 2 hours, they removed everything in his bank account. So those are my 2 questions. The first one is about the WhatsApp. So people ask someone or get information from someone, and how are we going to protect against that? And the second one is that what are the dangers with having your bank app on your phone?
Yeah, let me take the one about the WhatsApp, because we've already addressed it, but let's tailor it down to WhatsApp. So if you have 2-factor, like Brajide said, it's going to protect your WhatsApp. Because if someone hack your WhatsApp, they will definitely have something like your password into it, but they will not have your other factor. And your WhatsApp can also be locked with PIN. Okay, like in my own case, my WhatsApp is locked with a PIN, and also my biometrics. So if there's no way you're going to have my fingerprint or even know my PIN if you have access to my WhatsApp. And again, education and information is also very critical, because in security, what we do, we try to prevent, but we also prepare to respond and to recover. So what that means is that if your WhatsApp is breached, what you should do is to quickly look out for someone in that group or someone you know, and let them pass out that message as quickly as possible, so that everyone in your contacts will be aware that your WhatsApp has been breached. Because in security, we keep preaching the fact that it is a matter of when, okay, that anyone and everyone can be breached. But what do you do? How resilient are you? So if your users are educated, if your WhatsApp group were educated, and they know that someone is breached, let someone come out and send a broadcast to everyone in that group, so that everyone will be aware. I've seen that happen in our WhatsApp group. Everyone will be aware that this particular branch number has been breached, and anyone trying to reach you on that number cannot reach you. You're not going to respond knowing that that account has been hacked.
Let me just add a quick thing there. You say, trust but verify. Take that word, trust but verify. If I don't chat you before and you see a chat from me, you may trust, oh, this is Brajide, but verify. Verify through other means. If I chat you through WhatsApp, I'd never do that before. Pick your phone and call. Brajide, you send a chat to me. That is very important. Trust, but verify. Everything, question it.
Okay, let's take one more question. Anybody has another question? Just
okay, the second question of Pastor when he's talking about the download somebody app. Please, it's we've addressed it. Check your privacy setting of everything you have. Password is not enough. Check the privacy setting and lock everything down as much as possible. Nothing is secure from the manufacturer or from the bank. They expect you to take a step further. You must have 2 factors or 3 factors. Review your account regularly. Check your privacy setting of your WhatsApp, of your Facebook, of your social media, of something. People will ask, okay, because we know sometimes they will say we are social shy. Yeah, we may be social shy because, one, I know the danger involved in it. So just check your privacy setting of everything you have and make sure that it's okay. And download. Mommy, I have one question. That say download from a known site. Do not just say something work and you download it. Go to the App Store and download from it. And I think a little step can be helpful.
okay, we have just about 4 minutes. A very quick question and then quick answer to that.
So, quick question. Yeah. If you go to a hotel and use their Wi-Fi, and quickly, do you leave a digital footprint?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Yeah. And I can see everything you type. As you say, A, B, C, send me email, I can do it. Because like I said earlier, it's a mail. When you give your mail to postman, it's taking it to an address. I have the right to see everything. Remember, when you send an email to me in Gmail, and you said, Brajide, please, I need a black shoe. You know what happened to your Gmail? Next time you'll be seeing advert of shoe. coming to you. Why? Because Gmail, Appeal Court have already ruled about it that they have a right. If a postmaster has the right to see the content of what is delivering to the next person. So I say that you're asking for shoe, and my AI will say, put shoes for this person. It's an email to me. So just remember, everything you do have a digital footprint, and in hotel, everything you do, if they want to see it, they can see it.
Okay, perhaps the final question here.
Sorry, can I?
Okay, very quickly.
Can I do something very quickly?
Yeah.
I want to help us to get a simple way to write very secure and complex password that we can all remember easily.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we all have pen and paper with us. Okay. And I believe we all love our mother, right? So please write, I love my mother. I want to teach you guys a very easy way to use passphrase to create a very complex password that you always remember. And you can make it very unique across your various accounts. So if you write, I love my mother, if you count the digits, it's going to be 13, right? So that is long enough. That has satisfied one of the conditions of a complex password. A complex password should be long enough. It should have capital letter, small letter. It should have numbers, a numeric, and symbol. Okay, so what you're going to do, when you look at I love my mother, you look at the alphabet that looks like numeric and change them to numbers. The I, you change it to 1. Okay? 1. L. The O, change it to 0. Okay? Then the VE. Then my, MY. Then the M, since our mother is a noun, change that to capital letter. Use capital M. Then the other O, it looks like the symbol at gmail.com, right? So change that to @ then spell out your mother completely, THER. That email, that password is what everyone can remember, and it's very complex as it is. Okay? But that is not even enough. In cybersecurity, it's what we call sorting. Sorting is when you add a random number to make a pattern to lose that pattern that you already know. So if we have hackers in our midst and they say, okay, everyone is doing I love my mother and changing the symbol, I'm going to hack them by so doing, use what is called sorting. And a very common example you can do is that if you have an account with a bank, let's say Regis Bank, and you want to make that password be unique to Regis Bank, take any of the initials of Regis Bank that only you will know. You can take ROB, okay? So before you start the 1, you can decide to put arrow at the beginning. And at the end, after spelling mother, you decide to put B. So what you've just done is to sort that complex password to make it even more secure and more complex and unique. So if you have Capital One credit card account, you go to your Capital One, you can take any initials. You can take the C and the O, and you can put it anywhere in between those alphabets. It can be CO before you do the 1. It can be at the end. You can separate it. So you alone, if you go to your Capital One account and you want to log in, you know you use I love my mother. You know you change those alphabet that looks like number into number. And this is Capital One. So your initials is CO. You know where you put the C and where you put the O in between. And by so doing, you have created a very easy, little remember password that no one can guess and is secured, that you can always use across your account.
Yeah, thank you. Please, can you get another round of applause to our guests? I think they've done a very good job. Unfortunately, we are out of time. We can go on and on and on and discuss this, but we do have to close this at this time so that we'll give room for the rest of the service. So thank you, everybody.